Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to another episode of the Bargain Bin Bros. Are the time for bargains in the 1/6 scale community and market done, or is there still some deals to be had? I suppose that's kind of the topic of conversation for today. Now I will be joined by Big Breda, Joao, and also Graham / Grant from the Jedi Knights Watch momentarily. But look, what we're going to do is going to get some basic housekeeping out of the way first. Lots to talk about. We're going to be talking about Inart, the new Inart Superman tease. We're going to be talking about a bit of a review on Sideshow Con, kind of go through the highlights of that. And we're going to discuss things like maybe CAD Bane, the new Andrew Garfield. Take a look at some of the announcements like Prey and Ahsoka. Going to bring in Joao. Joao, how are you?
I'm fine, and you? Jesus,
I'm
we are
good.
live?
Pardon?
Are we live?
We are live. We are live.
Oh,
And-
hello.
And Graham, we are live.
Wait, one more minute.
No, you know what it was? I got into a bad habit of starting my stream 7 and 8 minutes late a few months back, and I was like, right, no, I'm doing it now.
No, it's fine. It was my fault. My dog had to go outside and do her business and wouldn't
You
come
don't
back
need to share
in.
that with us, but okay.
Yeah. It's okay. It's
Blame it on somebody else, you know.
These things happen. You know, shit happens. Like, so yeah. So you are. Well, what time is it there, Joao?
Midnight.
Midnight. Okay.
Yeah.
And Joao insisted that it can't be a 1 hour stream. He said, Shane, you need to eat your dinner beforehand. It has to be at least 3-4 hours. So I'm ready. I've eaten my dinner.
You guys have
I've got
fun.
some
with
caffeine. We're
It's a
good.
marathon.
Good. Strap in, folks. Strap in. And what time is it for you, Graham? You're about 6 hours behind, are you?
Yeah, it's 11 a.m. So just
11 a.m.
in the middle of the workday, kind of cutting out a little bit to hang out with you guys, and then I'll be back to the grind.
Good. Well, I appreciate you.
You
taking
only
the
need to
time
bake
out.
at 2, so now you have a good 3 hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
grand. It's fine. You need to get one of those birds. You know those little birds that Homer Simpson had that just kept clicking the button.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
Yep.
your name. There you go. There you go. Wish life was that simple. All right, really quickly, I'm going to address the chat. So we got Tragedy Tales, channel member. Thanks very much for being here. We got Hot Toys 1/6 Masterpiece in the building. I'm going to read this comment. Let's roll. I don't see a great Cavill head sculpt. If this is the final product, I'm good with Hot Toys. We're going to be talking about later on. We got Ian, Scotland, H and Silver Fox is here. We got Mike, channel member and strong supporter of the channel. We have him there as well. In the chat, we got Sean Firmage from the UK, I believe. We got T. Ria from Netherlands, I believe. Collector Joey. I will be on Collector Joey's stream tomorrow. We got the toy box here as well. We got one of the legends in the 1/6 scale game, Brian Fontaine.
Brian,
This is when the fun begins. Love the lunchtime stream. Brian, we were messaging back and forth. I was watching your stream that you did, I think it was last night, and we were messaging back and forth on some comment that Brian left on one of my videos during the week. And he said, you know, we'll have to. I suggested doing some sort of a collaboration. He said, make sure, get your people to talk to my people. I think it's really, really nice that Brian thinks I have people. But yeah, I'm going to reach out. We'll get something sorted, Brian. It'd be great to be on Six Scale Scavengers or vice versa. We got Ryan Smith, channel member. Thanks very much for being here. We got Brick
Ryan.
Artemis, member of the Wolfpack Wednesdays, one of the best shows, really one of the staples now on the 1/6 scale circuit.
Jeez, you flatter us.
Oh no, it's true. It's true. Some streams I really, really look forward to, so and that's definitely one of them. Just secured my Peter Park from Spider-Man 2. Good stuff. We got Big Rib is in the house. Yomo's in the house. We got Ricardo here as well. We got some rude words by Beskar Kid. We got, thanks very much for being here, Beskar. Lancelot's Nerd Corner. I have to say, I have the Tommy Shelby. I haven't unboxed Arthur yet, but I'm really impressed. I think I had myself set up to be disappointed, but yeah, I really, really like him. Talia Meyer all the way from Germany. We got Blue Tattoo in the building as well, and Hot Toys 1/6 Masterpiece asking if anyone is here in the from the Chicago area. And this is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Ryan from the north of Ireland, I believe, is from Derry. I really hope I haven't messed that up. I met at Star Wars Celebration. I think it was Ryan, I believe. Let me know if I'm right or wrong on that, please. Please correct me if I am wrong. Right, really quickly, going to give the members a shout out before we get this show on the road. So we got the troopers. We got Mugwump, Stephen Rinks, Mike, Payden, Chuli, Bendu Windu. What's happened there? Go back again. I think I missed someone. Ryan Smith. Then the commanders, we got Tragedy Tales, 6-scale Gallery, X-Men Supreme 12-inch Moose Stream, Philip the Fool, Keith the 6-scale Padawan, Mark Mitchell, William Owens, Brandon Solid, Phil Empire Strikes Again, Collecting Weekly, they're a big deal, people know them, and Boba Fettuccini, the tastiest username in the 1/6 scale game. If you want to become a channel member, there's a link in the chat, it's pinned there. So what we'll be talking about today, I'm going to keep it really, really simple. I'm going to ask the boys, we're going to do a bit of a thing called in, out, and targeting. Okay, sounds actually wrong, but I'll explain what it is. I'm going to rethink that title. Basically, I'm going to ask the two of you what figures you got in this week. Or, you know what, in the last few weeks, months, don't put a time frame on it. What figures did you get in hand? What figures did you potentially sell or trade or get rid of for whatever reason? And what are you targeting? What might be incoming now, or what are you waiting to pull the trigger on? And so, Joao, I'll go with you first.
Jesus.
What's wrong with you, Princess?
It's a hard question,
No.
huh?
It's a hard question because I was actually thinking, okay, I got in this
Okay.
week. I got Marty and Doc from Back to the
Okay.
Future 3. Out, nothing went out, but I'm actually selling my. Oh, this is a sad story. I'm selling my Mysterio. I really don't want it.
Dude, I literally sold my Mysterio today.
So before before you tell me how much you are going to sell it, normally here we put it on a there's an app for selling second-hand stuff, and sometimes you have people bidding on your stuff. The higher bidding I have on Mysterio, for you to see how the market is here, was $95. Is the higher bidding I got on Mysterio.
You're not going to like my story.
I'm not going to sell for that price because I paid
Yeah.
$220 for him.
Not the time to sell that figure.
Not a time to sell, no. So
Yeah.
just let it sit here for some time.
Can I ask you,
Yeah.
why are you selling it?
Because I'm just basically, I think it's I'm getting all out of Marvel. It doesn't really fit in
Completely,
my
huh?
collection. Besides Guardians of the Galaxy, because I really want to collect that line. But Marvel, I have the Iron Mans and I will keep the Iron Mans. But these Mysterios, I will also get rid of the one Spider-Man or something like that, because I'm going out of space and I have a lot of Mandalorians coming. And
So
I
you're
need space
getting
for
rid of
those.
Mysterio and potentially one Spider-Man. You get out of my head, Joao. That is mad. Today, I literally sold... You know what, I'll wait my turn. So, what did you... So, in this week, you had in total?
Sorry? Two.
What came in
in
this week?
What did you...
Marty and Doc from Back to the Future 3.
Okay.
And I was expected to receive CAD Bane today, but seems only arrived tomorrow, so that counts also. And I'm targeting the was a figure I didn't pick up because I was waiting for a discount on the K2SO from Book of Boba Fett.
The
I'm
KX
targeting
Enforcers,
that.
right?
Yes, I'm targeting that one.
Okay,
At this moment.
good stuff.
No more.
Now, Graham, you've had thinking time, so I'm expecting you to be ready.
Oh,
I'm
there's
ready.
A lot for sure.
Go on, go for it.
So the out, I actually sold my Rogue One Vader this week to Brick Artemis. He was looking at a Vader, and I was just kind of looking for him, and I saw there was on eBay, there was a Tarkin Vader with the CCFL lightsaber, and pretty good deals. So pretty much able to move the Rogue One out, get that one in. Also came with a second head sculpt with the red lenses, like a custom head sculpt. So I have that on it. So just kind of swapped.
Is it a 2-pack or only Vader?
It's just Vader, but it's the Tarkin Vader.
Okay.
So yeah, I sold that to Brick so he could get his Vader. I got this Vader, and you can kind of see it's got the CCFL right there. But then I also secured Bespin Luke this week. So I just got him set up. I need a CCFL lightsaber
I knew
for
it.
him though, because now he's standing right next to him. I got the base lit up and I wired that, but now it's like, damn it, I'm kind of all in now.
Like the CCFLs, okay, I've got 4 of them, and I only got them recently. They do elevate a good figure to another level, better
really
than
do.
the Hot Toys Sabers can. Now, one caveat I will say, well, 2, they're very expensive, and I've heard, I haven't seen pictures, but I've heard some horror stories that they can melt or something like that, or burn out over time. Now, my one comes with the ones I buy off some guy in France at Art 15 Custom, and the ones that I get, they come with a remote, and I set mine at 25%. And then I at the end of a 2-3 hour stream, which I've done, I'll always just kind of touch the saber and see, and it's warm, but I wouldn't say it's hot. So I want to see how long I can get out of that. I could be coming back to you in 6 months' time, Graham, or a year ago. No, wouldn't recommend. But my God, I'm going to put it out there. I hope I'm wrong.
Right.
I don't think the Hot Toys USB powered sabers will be as convincing or as good and have that same effect as a lightsaber as the CCFLs. I hope I'm wrong on that. I think they're just going to look like...
Oh, go ahead.
Go on. No.
I was just going to say, sorry. I was going to say, I don't think they're going to be as vibrant, and I also don't think they're going to be as balanced in the blade. I think it's going to be really bright at the base, and then as it goes out, it's going to kind of fade. So
yeah, I get you.
But yeah, I have mine on the lowest setting as well, and I had mine on for a couple hours last night while I was doing some filming and stuff, and I touched it. I didn't feel that it was really hot at all, so that was good news, because that was one of my biggest worries.
Did you catch yourself just like turning and staring at the CCFL going, man, that looks awesome?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing it for the longest time. I was texting Dilo and Brick, and I was just like, I need to really start filming, but I can't stop like just admiring this Darth Vader and this lightsaber and how cool it is. And it doesn't really do justice on pictures or video. Like seeing it in person, it's extra vibrant. Just looks really really cool. So yeah, that's kind of what came in. Bespin Luke is really cool. I think it's another figure that looks great. And then things I'm targeting.
Did you hook up the base on Bespin Luke?
I did. Yep. So I have that all wired up.
That is something special.
Love that base.
I love it.
Cool. So and that's why too. It's like, so I have the Vader lightsaber. I got the Luke base, but then he's just holding this blank lightsaber. So I'm just like, got to do something about that. So
yeah,
gonna be on the hunt.
Gotcha,
But secured CAD Bane this week. So he's not here yet, but I was able to pick him up at my local comic book store. So didn't have to pay, an enormous amount for it, and it's the deluxe, so I'm getting that. And then outside of that, just kind of focusing in on my pre-orders. I know Joel's been talking about that Wonder Woman. So if that comes out soon, I need to be ready for that. But I'm getting a little bit of cold feet with that as well. Just after seeing multiple pictures of her on display, it's just kind of a little worrisome, because if she doesn't blow me away like the 84 Wonder Woman here, I mean, I don't really need her. So I'm a little
got great value out of that one.
I'm a little on edge. So we'll see. Yeah, that one might be going out right away. I don't know. We'll see. But that's kind of what's going on this week.
Yeah. Good stuff. See, a lot going on. We're 3 for 3 with CAD Bane. We're all anticipating CAD Bane. A lot of my pre-orders and things I was interested in, and kind of like add-ons, things like fusions and CCFLs, arrived at the same time for me. So over the last, just today, I got the quarter scale Dark Knight. I won't go into too much detail about it though. Overall happy with it, but the ankles aren't great. You have to use a stand for that one. I don't want to talk too much about it anyway, but like I got the quarter scale Dark Knight in today, the DX19 style. Arthur and Tommy Shelby arrived during the week. And then before I went away on holidays, I had the Bespin Luke and Ahsoka Tano live action arrive within a very, very small window. With that as well, I got the CCFLs for Ahsoka Tano. You can probably see it. Just the two white CCFLs there lit up there. And also a Besbin Luke one, which is directly behind me. They're all in my shorts if people want to check them out. If you want to just go onto the channel and check out the shorts, there's a bunch of videos on them. And then I got fusion reactor kits for Cable's Eye, the DX13's Eye, which is just, it's such a simple touch, but it just elevates the figure. I just love it. Like,
brings them to life. Really does.
Totally. There's and again, a bunch of shorts up there on the channel, but I have a kit for the Battle Damage Mark 85. I haven't installed yet, and the same with the Mark 47. I haven't installed yet. So that's what came in. What went out, very, very similar to Joao. I was looking around, and like a lot of collectors, you know, where's the space is always going to be an issue. And there was two figures that one figure in particular hadn't looked at or reposed in a long time. Some figures I get, and they are, I'll admit it, they are set and forget. I dial in the pose and I'm like, that's what I wanted when I pre-ordered it. Now I have it on the shelf. I'm happy with. For example, my go-to example is the Homecoming Deluxe Spider-Man with the you know the kind of relatively classic look for Spider-Man, the red and the blue, but having the navy hoodie and the yellow blazer and the headphones and the science book and the backpack. I just always, that was a real selling point when I saw it. That's how I have it. I don't want to mess with that because I like how all the clothing sits, and I don't want to be taking it off and reposing and stuff like that. But the figure, I hadn't, I kind of took it out, I put it there, and I haven't really reposed it, and I don't look that often, was Mysterio. And I'm one of those people who, like, I'm getting that final swing, end of No Way Home suit. I just think the head sculpt, again, I don't want to go off on a tangent here. It's awesome. Everyone knows it's awesome. That's coming in. And I do have a vision of getting the Toby, the Andrew, and the integrated suit and have them into one detail of doing some sort of a meme pose, you know, with the head sculpts exposed, holding the masks or holding some accessories and just having a chat. And then I was thinking, okay, that's a lot of Spider-Mans, because at one stage I had the Homecoming Deluxe, I had 2 upgraded suits, the oil change, battle damage upgraded suit, the Iron Spider. Then if you get the 3 boys, and then no one needs 9 Spider-Man, unless you're like a die-hard Spider-Man, he's your guy. I just thought, for me, that's complete overkill.
Sure.
So I made the decision to sell the upgraded suit and the Mysterio, and I had the drone sets as well. I was very lucky, I put them up yesterday and they're sold, posted them today, and I got, you know, I wouldn't say I got absolutely destroyed in the prices, but just a bit under retail. Solid, because the way I see it, I've said this multiple times before, and I know it's not popular opinion, like I won't bitch, you never hear me bitch and moan. The time when I do sell and I take a loss, I'm not going to bitch and moan about, that's just life. But the way I see it is, if I buy something for $300 say, and I sell it then for $250 or $200, if you take the number of days you had that figure and divided it into the difference there, that's the price that you paid to enjoy per day. It's literally cents per day to, what do you want to call it, rent or enjoy that figure. And that's just the way I see it. I just get on with things. So yeah, so that was my in, out, and what am I eyeing up? Thankfully not much, because it's been a busy few weeks, but what we're going to talk about today, obviously, possibly, but the Andrew. I am eyeing up the Andrew because of Toby and pre-order. I do believe the integrated suit is going to go bargain bin, so I'm not too pushed about that at the moment, but I am eyeing up the Andrew. But yeah, so that's the 3 things there. Any other thing else you want to add or chat about there?
I just agree with you on the whole, like, if you, like, I don't ever like losing my ass on selling something, and if that's the case, I won't sell it. But if I'm gonna lose $50 and I've had it for 6 months, 8 months, a year, I agree with you on that thinking, where I'm like, well, that's just the cost it was to me for me to enjoy that figure and whatnot. So, and sometimes it goes the opposite end where you make money, so it just kind of all works itself out. And I just agree with that thought process.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, because like at the end of the day, for the time I had it, I did enjoy it. It's just I suppose maybe fell out of love with him or something like that.
When at some point it's like, yeah, and you fall out of love, and then it's like, well, is it doing me even less good if I don't sell it and take a little bit of a loss for it to just sit here, take up space, and I don't pay any attention to it, or, you know, get the money for it and then put that money towards something else. So even if you take a little bit of a loss, it's probably better than having it sit there and take up space. So It all just depends on how you look at things, and obviously not everybody is going to agree with that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a figure that I probably never sell? Now, there's other reasons I would never sell it, but I've got the Endgame Battle Damage Thanos. And that is my favourite version of the 3 Thanos, or Thani, that came out. I know a lot of people say Infinity War is the way to go. That's when he won. I'm a sucker for the armor. I'm a sucker for the battle damage. But he spanned a few movies. You know what I mean? And he is at this stage, I know Iconic gets said a lot, but come on, like, it's Thanos, Infinity War, Endgame, and everything else, but he was such an iconic villain and so memorable that I'm not going to sell it. Now, Mysterio was cool too. It was very, very cool, but Marvel has a habit of introducing really strong villains and getting rid of them after one movie. Killmonger, Mysterio, wasn't that was the first villain in Ant-Man, had a kind of a cool suit. The Darren Cross's character, what's the name? Ant-Man. The villain in the first Ant-Man movie?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, it turned into MODOK?
Yeah. Why is this so
Yeah, I
hard to
remember,
remember?
Darren, but I don't remember.
The chat will
Help us out.
yeah, the chat will help us out. But yeah, I suppose that's that.
I love that figure too. The only thing I wish they would have done is given you like they did with the Infinity War Thanos with the sculpted bent arm on the right side though, because when he's got the gauntlet on, it really the furthest you get is to like right here. Otherwise, you're really pushing that rubber, so it just doesn't look natural. If they would have given you the sculpted where it's more of like the snap. Oh, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, because they know that that's suppose that people are definitely going to do. Like, yeah, no, that's 100%. Yeah. Do you have anything to add, Joe?
No, nothing to add.
Brilliant. So glad you came.
I was the first to speak.
We brought him on for the looks.
Yeah. We're going to do things a little differently. I have taken Joao's feedback on board. I've eaten my dinner before. I've nothing. I can stay here for a few hours. And we're going to shoot the shit a bit, but in kind of a semi-structured way. So what we're going to do is I really quickly just go through some of these new videos on the channel. So all these new videos are now live on the channel. New streams, they're live on the channel as well. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to just let ye pick random things that you want to talk about. So, Joao, do you want to go first? So you free reign. If there's anything here that you want to discuss, just let us know, and that's how we'll start off the stream.
So many to choose, and so boring. I would choose the one that none of you would choose for sure. That are the covert Mandalorians.
The covert Mandalorian. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to give us your thoughts on them while I just get these photos up? Like, are you going to pick them up? I know you're in deep in the Mandalorian now.
I'm going to pick them up, and I know from some people I've been talking, they say that something that doesn't call to them. And I understand. I mean, if you are not collecting the Mandalorian line, why you should have 2 random Mandalorians, and especially with those colors, right? But I think if you have already a good display with the Mandalorians that we have until now, we have already, I would say 8 or 7, I don't know. And if you have them together as a team, I think they will look pretty cool. And I'm just curious about the price, because I don't think these will be priced very high. I would guess maybe 215, between 210, 215, something like that. No head sculpt. These are just very simple figures that they basically serve as background figures for Mandalorian. But I'm happy that we have these, really, because I was thinking what can we get from season 3. And this was the season that they really introduced the fewest characters of the 3 seasons until now. We basically have the IG-12. We will have a new armorer, because people are saying why they are doing a new armorer. I have the first one, and I'm going to pick the second one. It's the helmet is shinier, and probably she will come with a jetpack too. So I think it serves a purpose. And then discover Mandalorians. I'm happy with these, really. I know people don't want these, and probably these will end up in the lowest bargain bin ever in recent years, but these figures are very interesting to me. Because some people are saying why they are with the random knee. The knee pads are so random, different colors, because Mandalorians are like this. They just build the armor in the beginning, just going through spare parts. So I think it looks cool, and I like the idea. So yeah.
Okay. And so you're in on this. Then you're going to pick up the male and female.
Yeah, I'm picking up both, of course.
I just noticed that they have I think these little flags come with them. They're into the stand as well.
Yeah, because they represent different.
Cool.
How do you call them?
This one here represents Fender, apparently. Kind of looks like the Fender Guitars logo. Graham.
I'll give you the awkward silence.
Yeah. That's why I said, Graham, help us out here, man. Help us out.
No, these are cool figures. Not really speaking to me, but I can get behind the uniqueness of them. I really actually like the female Mando with the light blue colors. Just the color combination, kind of the oranges and the greens, kind of screams like classic Star Wars. You know, just kind of when we saw Star Wars in the 70s, early 80s, just kind of has that look to it. So yeah, for anybody that's big into Mando, or even just collecting Mandalorian figures, like, you know, mixing Boba Fett variants with all these Mando figures, I think these are going to be cool additions. And there's a lot of people that do it. It's kind of like Stormtrooper building. You know, people Mando build as well. So, you know, it's kind of boring, you know, seeing that Star Wars lineup, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not flashy. It's not super exciting, but except for that Doback. But these are cool.
Yeah, I can see why people would like them. Like, again, I collect troopers. You know, it's one of my weaknesses. But even if you're not like a trooper collector or a Mando collector, like this would.
He's gone?
I was gonna say, is that me or is that him? I think it's him.
It's him. Even if you are not a trooper collector, this will look good in your collection if you are just doing a small. I'm trying to go on with what he was saying, but we can keep speaking. We don't need to kill the stream.
Well, what do you? Yeah, we're done. We're done here. Now, what do you think about the new armor? Because that was kind of surprising, and that they would. Oh, there he is.
You just went. You were saying, even if you don't collect troopers, and then.
Sorry, I blipped, did I?
Yeah, your internet was restored, though.
It's fine.
Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah, you are back.
Grand. Okay.
But
thanks for letting me know. Pardon?
You are muted.
No,
we can
I'm
hear
not. Yeah. Great. Joel's like, Graham, play along.
I'm just trying to throw this show off the rails here.
So, yeah, what I was saying is like that a lot of people, you know, they're trooper collectors. A lot of people are Mandalorian collectors, but like even if you're not a Mandalorian, you know, you don't have to have every Mandalorian. You could pick these up and have them flanking the armor in your display. Kind of, you know, put them in behind the armor, just to her left and to her right, a bit closer. That's a pretty epic display. In the same way that a Vader with two regular original trilogy stormtroopers behind him would be an epic display, or Moff Gideon with two dark troopers, or two what are those troopers called from the Kenobi show, the red and black ones, purge troopers, you know what I mean? So even if you're not like a trooper build or a trooper collector or a Mando collector, or you're trying to armor build, they're very, very nice counterparts. I won't be picking them up, but I can see why people would want them. So Joao's in and Graham, you're out, yeah?
I'm out.
Cool. Just going to address the chat there really quickly. So Big Rib Yellow Jacket, that was the name of that character. Thank you very much. Beskar Kid, surprise, surprise. Must have all the Mandos. I'm most excited for Ahsoka and the Doback. Okay, good stuff. Boba Fettuccine, the flag is trademarked by Fender Musical Instruments. And Brian Fontaine saying, love the Spider-Man games, but not looking to collect the figures in my collection. Look great still. I'm looking forward over the next few weeks hearing those updated collection updates. Brian, you sound like you've been busy. All right, so over to you, Graham. Your call. What you want to talk about?
Oh, let's see. Let's switch it up to... let's just go with the Doback, because I know everybody wants to talk about this Doback, and if we're actually going to get it, and I know it's classic Star Wars, so a lot of people are really, I think, really excited about that, which I am too.
Until they see the size.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about it on my stream, though. It's really hard for Star Wars to do vehicles, right? Because all the vehicles are so large. Even an X-Wing is just pretty massive. The N1 is probably never going to happen. So, you know, they can do speeder bikes. They can do blurg, you know, with that blurg tail. I don't know. This is probably going to be a bit longer still, but
way longer.
Comparable. It's comparable.
No, my friend.
I think
comparable.
I think this could be made, and I think it'll do really well. I think these are the things that Hot Toys has to do to get like vehicles into the Star Wars collectors displays, because this is kind of all they can do. This is probably the biggest that they can go. So it's kind of considered an accessory, but I would, you know, consider it like a vehicle substitute. And I think it's awesome. It's just with that trooper on the top there, just brings you right back to A New Hope and that classic Star Wars feel. I love it. I wouldn't say that I for sure get this, because obviously with the vehicles I already have, space is starting to become a little bit limited, but this would be something that I'd be very interested in. And I think it was Mike Litteris was talking, and he said that he was a little bummed about the right front paw, and that it was kind of up, because he wants to get multiples, and how would they all look if they're the same stance? So I mean, that's, people want multiples of this thing. So
why doesn't this surprise me? He ordered both versions of the Bark Speeder. The man.
He's a madman.
He's not playing. He's got module cases on the way, I suppose. Well, at least he'll have somewhere to put them, you know. So, Joao, sorry, you were going to say?
No, nothing. I was going to say that I think this is way bigger than the blurgs. This is not blurg size.
But maybe, yeah, and from this angle, you can't really tell where that tail ends. And I know the blurg has a longer tail, which makes up for a lot of that length. But it's tough to kind of say.
Yeah, that tail goes all the way to San Diego Comic-Con. It's the only part that actually...
But that's the problem with the blurg, you know, because if the blurg didn't have such a long tail, it would fit in a normal display. But that tail is what makes almost the length of the blurg. But this one, I think this looks incredible. This thing, and this one is a kind of vehicle, no, kind of animal monster. That doesn't matter which timeline of Star Wars you are collecting, you can fit this there, because they will fit perfectly there. And but again, this is just what Sideshow is showing. We are not sure, because they showed many things before.
Right.
Until these go for pre-order in Hot Toys, we don't know what's really coming. But yeah, I welcome this kind of stuff for Star Wars. Many people were already asking for this. Granted that they already showed these. They showed this the first time in 2017 in San Diego Comic-Con. 6 years ago they showed these. So I don't know if they are just flexing again, or if this time is really goes for pre-order. But it's not going to be cheap.
No, and it's you have a good point. It doesn't mean that this is going to be made. This could sit in the coming soon for 3 years. It could sit there forever. But Best Car Kid says too, the Doback should be about 30 inches long. I don't think that's too terrible, because that's got to be about the same size as that Batmobile. Or look at that. Your Ecto 1's even probably bigger. So I don't think it's like...
One. You are crazy. The Ecto 1 is 48 inches.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot smaller compared to that. So I think if you compare it to other vehicles, it's definitely something that is a possibility. Because my 6 series cases are 43 inches wide. The Batmobile is tight. So the Batmobile's got to be over 30.
Batmobile... Jesus, you don't do your math?
I'm in inches here too.
Batmobile is 40 inches. 40 inches a Batmobile.
So there you go. Like, if it is within that 30 range, you know, I think it definitely could be possible. But we'll see.
I think this is destined for purgatory. I'll keep it short on this one. I don't like to hype things up. If I'm just calling it like I see it. Okay. Number one, I think the Doback looks great. I think the Doback looks a lot better than the awkward Stormtrooper on it. As a trooper collector, I would love this version of this particular Stormtrooper. And I'll put one thing in. If they do actually release this, that Stormtrooper will be behind the paywall of the Doback. I don't think they'll do the Trooper on its own if they do this. Anyway, could be completely wrong. Yeah, Doback looks good. I think this Trooper looks a little bit awkward on it. I think it's destined for purgatory, but like the N1, I hope I'm wrong. I mean, just off the top of my head, for Beskar Kid's sake, I hope I'm wrong. For Leal's sake, I hope I'm wrong. For those diehard Star Wars collectors who will collect anything to release, yeah, I hope I'm wrong. As a kid, I was gravitated more towards vehicles than creatures like this. I was never really a dinosaurs guy. You know, I never really had the kind of toy dinosaurs or anything like that. I'd rather like, you know, like an X-Wing or a Batmobile or a Batwing or, you know, like a Optimus Prime, something that was vehicle-like as opposed to creature. So if they do release this, if they do put it up for announcement, I can tell you straight out, I wouldn't get it. Part of it's because of space thing, and the second part is like, okay, if you are getting something big, I'd prefer that it's a vehicle, you know, and a limited space. But I would much rather say, even like I'm looking there at the Batpod, I'm really glad I bought the Batpod first before I bought any vehicle. Because after seeing the Batpod, even the box, it is a big deal. I love the look of it. But my God, it does give you, that's a bike. It really gives you a good idea. So if anyone's out there and you have not bought any Hot Toys vehicles and you're thinking about getting a Tumbler or a Batmobile 89 or a DeLorean or whatever, maybe just get a speeder first and just kind of, or at least get a chance to seeing a speeder. Yeah, no, you know, I hope it comes out. I think the Doback looks great, but yeah, it won't be for it is. Yeah. So, anyone want to add anything else or?
No, I'm good.
No, cool. I kind of agree with you in the purgatory thing, because that this will end in the purgatory, will not be really. Your idea is not be announced. 2 years ago, I would say 2 years or 3 years ago, we saw a lot of figures also that Sideshow Con that they did during the pandemic. Like we saw the Nightwing from Batman. We saw a lot of figures there. That so I don't know. I think from all of these, I think the one that is the Doback is the one that I'm more skeptical that will really come see the light of the day. And the other one, I don't know the other one that from the Ant-Man movie. I even didn't see that crap of movie. But what's the name of that thing? The what's the name?
MODOK.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry for everyone that loves Ant-Man, but that Quantumania movie, I think I fell asleep within 10 minutes.
It took me about 4 tries to get through it.
I fell asleep 2 times.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm getting sick and tired of going to the cinema for mediocre or less than mediocre movies. Right. The cinema is expensive now, and I know that there is a narrative out there that like you know sometimes we all have to be positive and stuff like that. I think sometimes positivity for sake of positivity is as damaging as being negative. If you don't like something, it's okay to say I don't like it and provide your reasoning why and stuff like that, and maybe expect a bit better. There's a big difference between giving constructive criticism and feedback and, you know, being toxic or whatever. So I did not think that movie was good, and I actually thought Kang's performance was overrated. Maybe that's a hot take, but I thought he was good, but he didn't like blow my mind. But yeah, so actually it's a perfect segue, because my pick is MODOK. I want to talk about this thing. This thing, I don't think this is going to get made. I don't think they're going to make. No way are they going to. Well, okay, I'm not going to say no way, because then they'll actually just make it. This company released Pennywise at Christmas, but I gotta say, as much as I'd have no interest in this and thought I really did not like this character in the movie, it's obviously just a comic relief or whatever like that, but the head sculpt, as creepy as it is,
it's creepy.
Yeah, it's very
it's
creepy,
bloody
really
good. And all the like these rocket launchers and everything that comes out of it. This thing's going to be huge. Look at the size of it compared to Scott.
Yeah,
it's an absolute tank of a thing. I
I
think they've nailed it. Hot Toys have nailed it. But I just have no interest in it.
Burn that face.
What did you say?
I just want to burn that thing because it's creepy as hell. Jesus.
It is creepy.
I will not have that in my room. You can imagine that head. Oh, Jesus. But for example, why are they giving so much attention to this movie? It seems that it's not so popular, right? But they are keep introducing stuff for this movie. Why, for example, they don't show you the Hawkeye from the TV show? There are so many figures, or a Wong. Why they come with this stuff? I don't understand. Is the Wasp and the Ant-Man selling so well?
Can't imagine it would be.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it would be either. Like, I mean, there's not too much of a difference between. Okay, to be fair, the last Wasp the colors are different. I think this one is more comic accurate, and her hair is shorter in this one.
Yeah, the Endgame she have a longer, not Endgame, the previous one have a longer hair. You have the ponytail, right?
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I much prefer that one over this one. I mean, I think the outfit on this Wasp looks better, but the head sculpt definitely looks better.
And that one, the first one, I think the head sculpt was also good. The likeness was there.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Yeah, I think these figures are a victim to, like, the MCU at the moment going through a rough patch, running out of steam, and the movie not being particularly great as either. They're kind of victims to that. So I don't know. They teased Cassie as well in some of the promo images, didn't they?
I didn't pay attention to that. Sorry.
Yeah, I think they did. But then again, their track record, they don't tend not to make kids. So maybe what we're looking at here is what we're getting, or what the collectors are getting. Kang, Ant-Man the Wasp, and maybe I'm gonna say MODOK goes into the purgatory as well. Like, what do you think?
I don't know. They are crazy enough to make these, so.
But I don't think they will, though.
Yeah.
But it was weird because when I first saw this, I was like, is this real? Or is that like the head sculpt? They actually made it look like stretched and like CGI'd, kind of like it did, obviously, in the movie, which, yeah, like you said, they've knocked it out of the park. It just it goes back to practicality and the performance of the movie. Fun to make a prototype. I just don't ever see this coming to fruition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd agree. I can't see it happening. Like, we got a comment there. What's up? Just tried to Mr. Musashi. What's up? Just tried to snag a Peter Parker 2.0, and like the other limited items, it was an absolute clown show from Sideshow. Reserved in cart apparently means not reserved in cart. Lol. I had a similar experience during the week. Well, not the exact same, but similar. They were doing, those things they do for con where you watch them live and they show you, like, warehouse finds. They had a New Hope Leia. I just happened to be logged in at that time, clicked it straight away, and I didn't even go to put in the cart. I hit Apple Pay and it started the process, and I was like, no way. But, like, no, it just after it got the wheel of death, and then it said no, someone else has it in the cart. I thought I was being smart, going straight to click to pay with Apple Pay, but no, first world problems. Blitz Keith 0065, I met Keith in London, Star Wars Celebration, says, who has a beard? I want to wager. So people think that Doback is coming. Chris Walton saying it looks great for the size. Presume this is the Doback. I'd rather pick up a Batmobile or DeLorean. I'd be the same. I'm even starting to think the signal for the Batman set is going to end up taking enough. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. Payne agrees. Doback looks awesome. They made a blurg. They can make a Doback. Yeah, I agree with Joao though. I think the Doback is going to be considerably bigger. Beskar Kid saying MODOK wins tease of the year, and I can't stand the MCU. That's funny. I hope you're wrong, Shane. But I need due to be wrong on this one. Is that about the Doback or Modoc? Could you let us know, Keith? And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong about the N1. I just don't think I am.
By the thumbnail photo is a Doback. It's a true.
I think it was for the Doback.
Yeah, I think it was the Doback. Yeah, that's fair enough. It's fair enough. All right, so we're back to Joao there. Do you want to choose?
I would choose. I don't know. Should I choose one to rant on or one that I appreciate?
Whatever you prefer. The rant.
Actually, yeah, I'm Team Graham rant.
So I want that lizard base.
The lizard base. Good stuff.
Oh boy.
Here we
that third party? Oh wait, no, that is that. Yeah.
Here we go. All right. Thought I had Andrew up here.
To make a wish lizard base.
So you're not a fan of this particular lizard base then, Joao?
I like the work. I like the sculpt. I like everything. I think they failed horribly in the paint application in the production. In the production phase. I don't know why I don't like that the eyes, the way they look, the way they painted the eyes, and I don't know, it's something like seems he's sad or he's crying or what, I don't know. But this is a prototype photo, or is the this is the release photos. But these are the photos done by Kinder, that they take the photos and then they go to post processing, they edit a lot. Wait.
Bless you.
Sorry, they edit a lot. I saw some photos in hand, and I think in hand the photos they don't look really very good. I think Hot Toys could do way better than this, and they should do better than this, because this is the only representation that we have for the lizard, right? The Spider-Man collectors, they only have this as a lizard for their No Way Home collection. So I think if I was collecting this line, very honestly, I would pass on this base. I would not get the base. I would get the Spider-Man, and then probably waited for some time and maybe get the base in the BST group, that someone was parting out with the base, something like that. I don't. Mark Attack is saying that the lizard has that matte head gaze. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for some people it's okay, it's acceptable. I think they should and could do a way better job than this. But what do you think, Graham?
No, I'm with you. When I saw it, I was like, it looks like, and there's some customizers that do great jobs out there, but it looked like kind of like a customized paint job, like somebody just did it at home, and it looked very flat, especially in the eyes, like you mentioned. Just didn't convince me that it was real, or didn't have that realistic look to it. So I don't think the rest, I mean, it looks cool, but I mean, you're drawn to the head sculpt, so if it doesn't look good, it's definitely going to be an eyesore. So I can definitely see why some people are passing on this, save some money, and don't get it. But it's a shame, because it could have been a lot better, and it would look super cool in a display, but and it still might, maybe, but just if you're gonna do, because obviously, sometimes with the diorama base, it's a little softer, right? Like Thanos' rock base, they kind of lose quality as it goes, or they just I'm trying to think of other examples. But so it's a diorama base, but when you're putting an actual figure or a bust of a figure, I think you still need to do an exceptional job like you would on an actual figure itself. You can't just cut corners and have it look like this, because it just takes away from the real factor of the figure and of the base itself. So diorama bases, sometimes they cut a little corner.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
still
go on.
I think we lost you there for a second. Yeah, we all glitched out. You're back in.
Yeah, so basically they just, if they're going to incorporate actual characters in these bases, I think they got to step up the game a little bit.
You just took the words out of my mouth, because I was looking forward to the quarter scale Batman for the longest time, and like obviously mentioned, I got him in today, and I really, really like the figure. I had been hit up by someone. I had been hit up by someone, David L, who had said he'd got it in a few weeks ago, knew I was anticipating it. He actually sent it back to Sideshow because the ankles were quite weak on it, and he ended up getting the last quarter scale. I think you've had that before, Graham.
The quarter scale of what?
The last quarter scale Batman, the DX19 style.
Yep, I had the first rendition of that, yeah.
Right. So he actually, this particular guy, this collector, hit me up and just said, look, by the way, I know you're anticipating this. The ankles aren't great. And I sent mine back to Sideshow and picked up the previous quarter scale, Dark Knight Batman DX19 style on the secondary market. And I was kind of going, with the quarter scales, I have 2 quarter scales and I do use the stands with them. So I was kind of going, look, I'm going to let it happen and all that. But yeah, the ankles, they are a little bit loose. But one thing I did notice, which ties in exactly to what you're after saying, is the kind of the sculpting, the paint applications on that base, which I was really looking forward to, has actually softened a bit in a similar way that the base that comes with the battling Spider-Man, the kind of battle damage upgraded suit from No Way Home. That's a really cool base, but that softened a bit as well. So you're 100% right. You when you look at a hot toy, like people who don't know collecting, they'll come around, they will admire it. They'll look at, that DX13 and go, my God, that looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can see all the blood and the stuff underneath. You have your, all the accessories and stuff. Or they'll look at a Batman or they'll look at an Inart Joker and they'll be like blown away because it looks realistic. But when you look at this here on the screen, would the layman tell the difference between this and something bought in Toys R Us? Or is that too harsh? I don't think it is, because I think Marco described before, some of his, I think one of his mates was winding him up saying, oh, you collect dolls, but then came into his collection and went, oh my God, these are amazing. I get it. But with this thing on the screen, I think there's a bit of a maybe disconnect between the figures and the diorama at times. Sure. They tend to soften. You have this coming, Joel, don't you?
Which one? The lizard?
Yeah.
No, no way, never.
Right, but are you interested in Andrew?
I'm not interested in nothing of the new No Way Home. Nothing.
Is that
pre-order?
Well, this isn't No Way Home now.
Nice. This
No
is
Way
Amazing
Home,
Spider-Man 2, haven't you heard?
Oh, yeah, okay, but I'm not interested in anything of this. I cannot be distracted with these things.
It's Marvel. He's getting out.
No, I'm not getting out. But I mean, I'm like this. If I was going to collect these Spider-Mans, I would need to get the 3 of them, right? If you have the 3 of them, then of course I will want to get the Green Goblin. I would want the Doc Ock. I would want the Electro. And when you sum all of these would go for easy almost 4K for all this No Way Home line.
The No Way Home line, if you're completing it, is silly expensive.
Exactly. So I cannot commit to that. So what I'm going to do is, and I know it will not be easy, because I think this line will disappear very fast because it's way popular. But depends how many Hot Toys will do. And I mean, the upgraded suit the Spider-Man and all the Spider-Mans, they are very cheap now. I can get any Spider-Man for a very cheap price, The upgraded suit, I was to sell the upgraded suit, but for what? I'm going to sell it for $80 or 85? No, for that I prefer to stay with it, to stay in my collection. So let's see what in 1 year, when other Spider-Man movie comes out, where these figures are going to. I'm not in a rush for this line, not in a rush at all, and I need to breathe. And I want Hot Toys to release all these No Way Home in the next 2 months for me to rest a bit, because they've been eating me week by week since January. Jesus Christ.
Be with us.
Yeah, there's been, I think in our group chat, there's never if more than a few days that go by when you're not like, oh no, something's out. Like, so you've had a
because
you're in a storm.
because they go crazy, you know. I think Hot Toys, the releases they are doing, they are crazy. They are completely crazy. They are completely out of schedule, and they push back things, and they push forth other things. And when you have one planning, okay, you have a planning, and you think, okay, this one should come on quarter 4 or quarter 3, so you already know. But when a figure that's supposed to come on the 3rd quarter appear in the 1st quarter, in the 1st or 2nd month of the year, you get
Beans and
crazy,
toast,
right?
Yeah, beans and toast.
Like when happened now. Fennec Shand, CAD Bane, Cosca Reeves. Boom, these 3. For me is and Marty McFly and Doc Brown. 5 figures in 11 days.
That's nuts.
So
Yeah, that is.
It's
that
to
is
the
a
point
lot.
too where, like, the Batman from 2022 is like my most anticipated figure, but if it doesn't come out until like November, December, I'm kind of okay.
the 2022 comes now in August. You will see. And if you
Yeah, I'm
mention
looking
my
forward
name,
to that one too.
I've
I
heard
will deny
rumors
it.
it might be pushed back, but I kind of hope it is. But I mean, I want it at the same time. But yeah, like you said, I could just use a little bit of a moment to breathe,
listen to
because
this. Batman 22 comes in August. I pre-ordered the Super Deluxe Stamper version.
with the bat
Peacema-
signal and everything.
Same,
Yeah.
yeah.
Peacemaker comes in August too.
Yep.
I didn't pre-order, but I need to buy one for Shane. so he's a double win, double loss. These two are.
I can't wait to make it to the
dance.
dance.
And you will have to unbox it live with all of us here.
Yeah, that's.
I'm looking forward to that
Yeah.
Peacemaker.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'll actually go back and watch the series again. It was so strange. Like, as much as like I'm not a big DCEU fan, I loved what James Gunn did with the second Suicide Squad movie, and I liked his performance in it. And then the show, just like, I don't know, James Gunn. I know it's not all James Gunn. It's obviously like the actors and actresses in the war he works with, but he does have kind of a gift to make a motley crew that take them that you don't know anything about and make you care about the tree or the raccoon or the big meathead WWE guy with the tin hat. You know, also like how much street cred, and like when someone doesn't take themselves that seriously, it kind of I'm attracted towards that personality, like that kind of I gravitate towards, you know, people who don't take themselves that seriously. And like he totally didn't take himself seriously in the press conference, because he was wearing the whole gear. Like, that's awesome. Like, he won us all over. Yeah. Really quickly, just going to address some of these chats. So Keith, I need MODOK to be made Star Wars fan with a bucket of popcorn. Speaking about popcorn, I booked my tickets to Oppenheimer tomorrow. I am buzzed. I can't wait to see it. I don't think it's...
Where are you going to see it?
Tomorrow at 8:05 in
the time.
a small town called Drogheda.
I'm missing the screen. IMAX, the 77 screen.
I'm seeing it. The screen they call it in this is like Hypersense. It's like the biggest screen, has the fancy seats where you can relax, and curved screen, but it's not IMAX. If I like it, which it's a Christopher Nolan movie, I'm sure I'm going to like it. I'll make the journey to IMAX, which is Dublin, maybe 45-minute drive or something like that, and I will see it the second time. Boba Fettuccine, the eyes look like they're closed. Brick said he passed on the base. Speaking on that, I spoke earlier about, like, I have, you know, recently sold a few figures, and I got rid of some Spider-Man because I do want to get the Andrew, Toby and integrated suit, but I'm passing on all of the bases. If I end up doing that, I'm passing on all the bases, like, for reasons we spoke already in terms of like paint apps and stuff like that, but also is a big chunk of change you save.
Right.
The difference between the integrated suit standard and the integrated suit with the Doc Ock base, it's like $140 or something. You know what I mean? So it's a it's a pretty big deal. I think maybe
And it adds up.
It does.
If you're getting all those
absolutely.
figures.
Absolutely.
You are going to have the
it's another
three.
figure.
You are going to have the three Spider-Man like in that pose, pointing at each other.
Yeah, I got it into my head. Okay, first of all, I loved No Way Home. Like, like Tom Holland is, the best Spider-Man in my opinion. Every time I say that, loads of people come in and chime in, Toby and Andrew. I get it for loads of different things, but yeah. So I never liked the Toby movies or the Andrew movies really, but I watched them and I grew up with them. But I just really liked the way they not only brought them together, but gave them solid roles. Like Andrew Garfield got his redemption by saving MJ. That was an amazing scene. Toby was that kind of wise old guide. It wasn't just, here they are. You like these guys. It was. I really liked it. So I would like to do that and get the three of them together, but obviously no basis. Lizard has that meathead gaze, says Mark Attack.
Meth head.
Brendan Riley says, Shane, turn down the sexy, it's blinding. Well, actually, there's a brand new feature on StreamYard, and if you click it, it magics you up. What's
Jesus,
it called?
It's horrible.
It says,
I tried that one. What?
Touch up my appearance. Yeah, there you go. So
it's horrible.
we're now Kardashians. I think we're more or less up. Rob Rod, agree with lighting up lightsabers. I bought small LED
1 hour
lights
ago.
and USB hacked my lightsabers. Was intimidating at first, but after doing one, it's easy. Yeah, I suppose one of those things, easy if you know how. And that's, fair play to you as well. Save yourself a bit of money. David Oppenheimer was amazing. Good stuff. Should I buy from Toys Wonderland? Moving on. You buy from whoever you want, mate. Just do your own research. Just do your own research. I used to buy from them. I don't anymore, but All right. So we're back around. Plenty more to talk about. It's going to be like a 24-hour live stream. Keep Joe happy. 63 in the chat. Really do appreciate you being here. If you're enjoying the content, please hit that like, subscribe button. There is a pinned comment there with a link. If you want to become a channel member, maybe consider it. So it's your choice. No, Joe, you actually had a choice, didn't you?
I choose.
Oh, I believe it's up to
Blizzard.
me now.
Yeah.
It's on you. Now there is a mystery box.
We're gonna skip that mystery box. We're gonna go straight to that Inart Henry Cavill headset.
All right. So we've had some appetizers, and we're going straight towards the main course. All right, so let's get this up here. We got. So we had the initial tease a few weeks ago. It was basically just the boots, and the boots set the 1/6 scale internet community on fire, and they basically said they're going to make the Henry Cavill Superman from Batman vs Superman. That was confirmed. It had the logo, and I think John said in the stream that they're going to complete the Trinity more or less. Like a BVS Batman and also a Wonder Woman, which makes sense. Keep them all from the same movie. And then this dropped today, so you picked it. So Graham, just give us your thoughts, and please chat. People in the chat, give us your thoughts. I'd like a score out of 10. I'm going to drop a poll into the chat, and if you give us a score out of 10, maybe while I'm doing that. So it's on you, Graham. I'm going to play this video and mute it, if I can do that. The video has no sound anyway, so I can just play this away. Yep.
So yeah, I saw this obviously this morning, and what's up next? Let's watch what's up next there. Yeah, this is from Inart, and it's the Henry Cavill. Getting a little distracted here. The Henry Cavill head sculpt.
What the perv?
It again this looks like not something I was expecting from Inart to come out with. This looks like something like a customizer would do. Like the paint apps look a little soft or flat. I think flat's the word I'm looking for. Just
I think you're getting distracted by the what's up next.
I can see Henry Cavill there, but at the same time I don't think it's 100%. And I'm a little disappointed with some of the stuff we've seen from Inart previously, for seeing this. So I think it's good, but I don't think it's up to the standards we're all expecting. And again, maybe they'll tweak it or whatnot, but I'd probably give this a 6.5 to 7 out of 10 for where it stands today.
Right, and Joel?
Yeah, some people say that these eyes are too close, but I know this can be taken as a joke, but it's not. I think it plays a lot, the lighting. No. Really?
What the fuck is happening? Sorry.
Cancel it. Cancel
Alright.
it. It will play automatically.
Okay, I'm just going to play that there. Sorry. Seems everyone's getting distracted. Go on.
I think the lighting here has a lot to do with because the eyes look way darker. Henry has blue eyes, but here you cannot see the blue eyes. You see like the brown, darker eyes. Happened exactly the same thing when they showed us the first time Harry Potter, because you couldn't see Harry had blue eyes, and because they always shoot the photos in those dark backgrounds, and they just put a bit of light onto the head sculpt, and for this kind of figure they should have put a light straight into his face, and I think the likeness would be better, because when the movie is playing, the last half second when you see the sideway, I think it looks better. Anyway, I think they need to improve. And last week John was on LWO stream, and he actually asked us on a live stream. He asked us if our opinion if they had a figure, a prototype that was not 100% done, 100% finished, should they show it or no? And we all said don't show it, make it perfect and then show it to us. I think this is not completely done, and maybe they just want to tease us. Anyway, this figure will be next week in China Joy in the convention. They will take the figure there, and by then we can see basically how it looks like, because it's different to have photos from a convention than this photo here, because can be very misleading the lighting they are using here. But I was not expecting Inart to show something like this at this moment too. They could wait a bit more.
I like this comment by Rob Rod. I'll wait for Inart. Oh, never mind. And Lancelot's Nerd Corner, I believe, was rating the wrong thing. Come on, man, that's someone's daughter. So, Payton23, the sculpted hair looks good. And we've got lighting is very poor on this. Hotspot on the right hand side of the head.
Yeah, you can see there's a hot spot there. That's why I think the eyes.
Oh yeah, I see.
The eyes get darker than they should be.
And Keith saying looks a bit washed out. Yeah. Often my initial impressions when I look at a sculpt doesn't change, and when I saw this, I saw it and I said I don't think it's good. I really don't think it's good. There's a poll in the chat there. The options are to rate the head sculpt. There's 4 options: 10 or a 9, an 8 or a 7, 6 or a 5, and so on. How do I describe this? Some head sculpts look very realistic, as in they look so good. They look like little humans, and I think that has this, hyper real look. But I don't think it has as much of a likeness as Henry Cavill as it should. I can see him in there. I don't think this is like a travesty. Like, again, I think sometimes there's maybe factions in the community who are guilty of, like, if something isn't perfect, it's a 0. You know what I mean? Something's either a 0 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. There are numbers 1 through 9 in that ranking system, if that's what we're doing. I don't think by any means it's a 10 or a 9 or an 8. I'd probably give this somewhere, you give it about a 6.5, Graham, did you?
Yeah, 6.5 to 7. I agree. Like, I think I don't like the expression as well. Like, he looks almost a little scared
confused.
Or sad. Like,
confused.
I'm not really going for that. But then, yeah, it's not as realistic as we would like. That could be lighting, could be that it's the prototype, and it's a work in progress. But it doesn't look super real. It almost looks like a computer drawing.
It looks like Ben Affleck's after standing up out of the Batmobile and said, "Do you bleed?" And he's going, I think so. He looks, I think I'd rate it probably around what you rated, maybe a 6, maybe 6.5. I don't think any more than a 7. but it is getting there. I do think it needs work, but I wonder if John from Inart was referring directly to this. Again, I wasn't on the panel. I did watch it, but I wonder if that's what he was referring to, as in like maybe he knew maybe it's not really finished. And on the flip side of that is I would issue caution, because I do think, like, you know, you have like the Hot Toys fanboys and the Inart fanboys, and the Hot Toys fanboys are anti-Inart, and the Inart fanboys are anti-Hot Toys, and there is that kind of crap that goes on. But I think like maybe the Hot Toys fanboys and the anti-Inart crowd are going to have a field day with this. But they also had a field day with the very first showing of the Gandalf, which was not ready. And the difference between that prototype that they showed, I think it was the Vegas event, or maybe the event after Vegas, might have been Taiwan, and the prototype that they actually shown was two completely different figures. Like, so this, I suppose, when we got those really good images of the Inart, not Gandalf, sorry, Aragorn, that's what I'm talking about. When we got that prototype image, not prototype, the pre-order images for Aragorn, that's when it really like came alive, and they were really, really high quality. And I'm wondering, will this go through a similar transition when it'll take a bit of feedback, and then when they show us the actual, goes up for pre-order and they show us all the images, will it look the same standard as the Inart Aragorn or Joker? Just get what I'm saying? Do you remember, Graham, when I think in the Vegas event, it wasn't ready, they didn't show it, Aragorn, and then they showed a version of it, I think, on a similar event, but it was like in, I want to say, I don't know, Taiwan or somewhere, or Singapore or something, and it was poor looking.
Sure.
But then when they went up for pre-order and they dropped all those prototype images, it was phenomenal looking, so much so that I wished I was a bigger Lord of the Rings fan. But I gotta stay in my lane on that one, otherwise it's just hoarding like her. It's so good.
I completely agree. And then, you know, you got to think of Game of Thrones coming out soon too, so that's another problem that I'm gonna have. But no, I do hope this is, you know, just the first image. You know, still work in progress. But again, and it could be the lighting, which is casting those shadows kind of on the eyebrows and over the eyes. So, but the Froud eyebrow or the Frode eyebrow look, I don't know if it does it for me. So
yeah, I think it's a bit of a misstep at the moment. I'm not saying a miss,
right?
I'm just saying a misstep. I would imagine they'll gather, you know, a bit of feedback on this before it goes up for official pre-order, and hopefully we see some improvement. The ironic thing is that, well, the unfortunate thing is, again, as much as I'm not a big DCU fan, I really like the Dark Knight Returns, that graphic novel and animated series. I've said this multiple times on my channel. So there are aspects of Batman vs Superman I really did like. And I do see, when I think of my Superman, I do think it's Henry Cavill. And I did want a representation of that kind of, you know, I wanted a Batman versus Superman. I wanted a Superman in the collection, and I wanted to pair with a Batman. So I got the Battle Damage Armored Batman from BVS. And I ended up getting the Justice League Superman. I really liked the vibrant blue, and I couldn't pick up the BVS at the time. But I had considered, if this was going to be really, really good, passing on selling the Justice League Superman, and then picking this up if it was good. But at the moment, I'm looking up there, and at the moment, I'd be happier just hanging on to the Justice League Superman, you know? So,
right.
You know? But I suppose time will tell.
I mean, that's a really good figure, too.
Although, as much as I think the head sculpt is quite good. I actually, people give out. I'm looking up because it's just up there.
Right. Kind of looking at mine.
I remember people giving out about the head sculpt was criticized, and yeah, it's not like a 10 or a 9, but I think it's a solid head sculpt. I actually think the head sculpt on that Justice League Superman is closer to Henry Cavill than this, and maybe that's a bold statement, but that's just how I feel. And I really like the vibrant blue, but one thing I don't like about it is that I went to repose it the other day. I have it in a flight pose and it looks fine now, but I went to repose it. I was thinking maybe you should put them standing together, and it looked so awkward because the biceps are so big you cannot get the arms down by the sides. And I know that they fixed it with the black suit Superman.
Yep.
And that's a bit of a concern. So I was thinking, okay, I'll take a look at Inart. If it's mind-blowing, then I'll consider making that move. But at the moment, I need more data. I wouldn't pre-order this on the strength of this image, but maybe it's a work in progress. What do you think, Joel?
What do I think? It's a good question.
Yeah, what would you rate it?
My rating?
Yeah. Out of 10.
For what? Inart?
The head sculpt so far, where it's at, as you see it today.
Maybe a 6?
I think we're all on the kind of a similar kind of a train of talk there. I'm looking at this.
It's not like a Tony Stank or anything. It's just
No.
it's just
a
off.
smiling Walkman.
Yeah, it's just off. It's not absurd or anything like that. I just don't know if I love it.
Yeah, I would agree. Hot Toys 1/6 scale masterpiece. Nowhere near the quality of Lord of the Rings line or the Joker. I would agree. I think this is definitely definitely a step down, and it I feel like I'm selling out here, but I think the Aragorn prototype images are closer to Viggo Mortensen than the rooted Joker were to Heath Ledger, and I loved the rooted Joker Heath Ledger. But and I feel like I'm selling out here because I love the Dark Knight. I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan, but I gotta call it like I see it. I think the Aragorn is a stronger likeness than the Inart Joker was. And the Inart Joker was a fantastic likeness, but yeah. Did they show off the flying feature? I think Marco was winding everyone up with that. He said, yeah, maybe if they had some sort of a magnet thing and they could just get it to levitate. He was 100% joking. But yeah, shout out to Marco if he's watching on the replay. I think he's in San Diego Comic-Con at the moment. Joao, you mentioned this. Thought Cavill had blue eyes. And what color eyes have they given him?
Blue eyes.
Yeah, I thought he did too.
I'm sure he has blue eyes.
Yeah. And that's the second time they've changed an eye color of a character. They just said the same, like you said, for Harry Potter, didn't they?
But the Harry Potter, actually the photos' eyes were blue, but the photos were so dark that the eyes part, they didn't add enough light that they looked like brown.
Yeah.
It's a lighting issue. They have huge lighting issues with their photos.
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange because it's a lot of people were very, very hyped about this when it's such a big character, and from like a lot of people's, when they think of Superman, like myself, I do think of Cavill. I know a lot of people think of Reeves and stuff like that, and I get that, but I think, Cavill, I thought he was actually a great Superman. And I was keen about this, and I think a lot of people were interested in it now, so I'd just be interested to see what happens next. Does it go up for pre-order and it looks exactly like this? Or is there a bit of tweaking and maybe they pull an Aragorn again? Like, it'd be interesting to see. Like, do you guys think that this is it? Do you think this is they're going to follow this up with prototype images that look like this, or do you think maybe they'll back off for a while and then give us maybe either a better, like they'll improve it, or maybe it's just the lighting, like you said? And what do you think?
I think for the comments they are receiving, they only have one chance, is to improve it.
Yeah, and Yomo agrees, Joe. I believe it will be improved after some time. Inart seems to be good with improving after some feedback. I'm looking forward to seeing a Michael Jackson. Good stuff. Yeah, okay, good stuff. Right, so the next thing then, unless anyone else has anything to add about the Inart Superman.
I just think with Inart, they're obviously, like, they take their time on the figures. They're a little bit, slow, but they make sure they're right. So, they obviously take criticism into play with their figures, so they kind of listen to their audience. So I do think they're going to modify this a little bit too. Yeah.
Hopefully. All right, so there's plenty left to talk about. Whose pick is it? Is it my pick?
Yours, yeah.
What do we want to talk about? Yeah, I'm gonna choose Prey, but I'm gonna go to you first, Graham. There, were you excited when the kind of the post was made on Instagram and Facebook saying that they're going to be doing something from Prey?
Yeah, I was excited, surprised. Yeah, I kind of didn't think this came out. It's been a while. What, year and a half, 2 years ago, year and a half maybe. So I was a little surprised that they kind of went back to this. I like the Predator figures. I only have a couple, but wouldn't mind getting more. It's not my favorite style of Predator, but I did enjoy the movie and I did enjoy the Predator. So this would be something that I'd be interested in learning more about and seeing. You know, I was also wondering, like, is this just going to be the Prey figure? Are they going to do the Native American lady as well and have her come
Naru.
out? That could be a really good
Native
figure.
American girl. You cannot say the name Naru.
I
Naru.
have only seen this movie once, and it was when it first came out, so I don't remember.
Oh.
I apologize.
If you see the movie one time, you will not remember the name of the characters.
Not always.
It's like me. Don't worry.
Anyways, no, I think she would look great. You know, if we get like you know, face paint and stuff like that. But I do think they're probably just gonna do one and done here. Probably just the Predator figure, and I'm not gonna be all in for it, but I'm definitely gonna be curious, and we'll want to support it. Being a miscellaneous figure, it's just gonna depend on A, how good it looks, B, what else is kind of coming out around the same time, because I do have the Predator figures that I want the most at this point, so this would be just kind of like that extra cherry on top.
I'm looking at the wording. Like I heard a few streams. I think it might have been Lael during the week and a few other streams. They were saying like Prey Hot Toys 1/6 scale collectible coming soon, and then their wording here. I really don't get their humor. Maybe it's something lost in translation. Keep an eye on the highly evolved creature and make sure to creep very, very slowly. Okay, so it says highly evolved creature, so that suggests they're actually making just a Predator. Trading collection. Yeah, but the collection can be one. That's
right.
the collection. From Prey 2022. I really wish it just said the Predator franchise, because it might give you some hope of getting the original one.
And that's the thing too, like you want it to do well because you want them to possibly do 3.0s of these Predator figures. So that's what I'm kind of worried about too. Like if it doesn't do well, do they just scrap any other thoughts of coming out with these figures that they maybe had? So I hope it does well.
Yeah, I hope it does well too. I rewatched this last night because this was a bit like, for me, this was maybe not on the same realm of hype of the RoboCop last year, but I think the RoboCop last year kind of pulled the rug out from everyone and kind of went, I thought they were done with that. I thought they were done with the likes of Terminator and RoboCop and Predator, and it kind of gave us a bit more hope then. And when I saw that, I got very excited, but in between last year and this year, I got the I ended up getting the one that I wanted, the 1987 one, the RoboCop in a chair, and it's amazing. But when they put it up, I was thinking, okay, well that's an option. You can get that at retail. That's amazing. I didn't think I'd be able to get that. So now you have this, like, you know, it's, come on, do Terminators as well. But then again, like, I've worked backwards on some Terminators, but I'd still be open to a die-cast Terminator 2 endoskeleton. I think a lot of people in the chat would probably be open to that as well. I know you would.
Cool.
You would, yeah. I watched this again last night. I think it's a great movie. If I had one choice, it would be just the Predator from the very first movie. I wouldn't need an Arnie. I wouldn't need a Dylan or anyone like that. And I know a lot of people would, but I just, if I pick one from the whole franchise, it'd just be that original Predator, and that would do me. But yeah, if they release just the Predator, the feral Predator from this, I think that would be as close to a Dopo as I get. I really enjoyed the movie. I mean, for me, the first Predator is it, and then after that, I think this might be the second best. I'm not sure. Maybe that's controversial, but no. Does anyone? What would you put ahead of this? Would you put the second Predator movie ahead of Prey, or?
I came around to Predator 2. I really like the ending with all the other Predators and just kind of the backstory of the elder Predator and stuff like that. So I do like that one a lot, but it is somewhat cheesy. So I also really liked Predators. I thought they finally took a risk, did a different story, kind of a different take on it. So I kind of group Prey in with Predator 2 and Predators, like kind of just tied for second, and then The Predator was probably my least favorite, and then Alien vs Predator is a fun watch, but obviously you just don't want to take it too seriously. So it's tough because I do like them all.
Yeah, it's I actually really like this movie, and if they manage to do it, if they actually do, this isn't just a tease, and we actually do see this coming to fruition. I'd imagine this could be Toy Fair exclusive. I mean, last year there was a RoboCop. Maybe this is this year's kind of out of left field, not Marvel, DC, Star Wars. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I actually did like the design. It kind of grew on me the second watch. I liked it in the first one, but I actually think it's a quite nice design. Nice. Well, that's definitely not the right word, but you know what I'm saying. Joao, what do you think? Is this any interest in this, or were you surprised by this? Did you see the movie? You saw the movie, yeah?
Yeah, I saw the movie, but I think that I honestly think that we will only see the Predator from this. Nothing more. They will not do any side characters. Not side characters. Naru is basically the main character of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not seeing Hot Toys doing that. I think they are going to do the Predator, and that's what it is. It's interesting because I thought that Inart was pursuing this license, and now Hot Toys appear with his tease. So I don't know. But yeah, I think we are going to see a Predator. If really comes good, I may pick it. But that's the kind of figure that then, if you only have one, it's very difficult to display because you have a Predator alone, and you will display it where, near who. It's those one-offs that sometimes you really want to get, but you cannot fit in your collection, because now, honestly, to go backwards on the Predators lines, they are expensive. The good ones are really expensive. For example, that the Samurai Ninja Predator, that's a masterpiece. It's very, very expensive, and especially here, those Predators I'll go for a high price. And the 1.0s that are cheaper, they all have a lot of issues, and they are not worth the time. So let's see. I don't think Hot Toys are going really to go back in these lines and redo a lot of Predators, since we already have 2.0s. But let's see. Or maybe this is just a tease, like so many times they tease things and then they never end up showing anything.
Yeah,
we really don't know. For example, John Wick. Where is John Wick, right? Or, or
2022 Batmobile.
Oh, the Batmobile.
Hawkeye.
What is that? Hawkeye. So there's so many things though. Not to mention Bespin Han.
Right.
There's so many.
That's funny. No one wants the French trappers. Yeah, doubtful. Yeah, I think I thought it was a solid movie. The first movie still the best. I think I enjoyed the second movie. I only watched the second movie once or twice. I think years ago. I need to go back and watch it. But then when I kind of got into Alien vs Predator and all that kind of stuff, I just didn't quite. I don't know. It just kind of, some of the fight scenes were fine now, but it was a bit too much. It seemed like it was movies that were made for just teenage boys or something like that. You know what I mean? It was a bit just no plot whatsoever. Like, but not that the first Predator movie had a fantastic plot or anything, but it was just well executed.
Right.
All right. So there's still a load to talk about here. Anyone? I think it's back to. I think it's Joao's choice here. 88 in the chat. Really do appreciate it. Hit the like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you want to become a channel member, links in the chat and all that. Might actually, while you choose there, Joao, I think it's your turn. I'm just going to close the poll and see what we're at.
We can go now with other one that no one will choose. We can go with that Babu Freak, the Tanzanian. No one will choose that. And this one we can talk about it in 3 minutes and it's done.
Yeah, probably less. Yeah, I'd imagine so. Right, so I'll get that there. This Sideshow here. Right. I think I had it actually a minute ago. I think it's better off going to the Hot Toys page.
If you don't have the photo, no problem. We can talk. We can see him here.
I got it here. Yeah, so I don't know. What are your thoughts on this, Joel?
I don't know. I mean, this a life size will be a life size thing, but this will be very small because it's smaller than Grogu. This will be a very small life size. This will be maybe like 1/6 scale, no, a normal 1/6 scale figure. Maybe, I don't know if even. But I don't like those seams in the arms. Really, the seam lines in the arms, that breaks me completely and just looks like a toy. If I wanted to buy a thing like this, I wanted like a real prop, a movie prop, you know, like the real thing. Of course, that would be extremely expensive. I'm not considering this. It depends how that Grogu with the prawn comes. If he really comes, maybe then I consider this. But depends on the price. This cannot be more than $200 because it's a very small figure. But I don't know. Hot Toys sometimes so crazy.
This comes with the R5, right?
No, this is a
No, this is 1-to-1.
Oh, it's a
It's a
1-to-1.
scale, yeah.
Okay.
You didn't realize you needed it, but now you know.
I do not need this.
I
no.
don't think anyone needs these really.
The thing is, like, he was in the sequels, and just my opinions on the sequels are just, I just thought it was a train wreck, like a lot of people, and there was no planning. I won't get into it, but didn't like the sequels. This guy was memorable because he was kind of funny and cute or whatever like that, and they obviously got them back in, shoehorned them into the Mandalorian then. But this doesn't have the same appeal as a 1-to-1 Grogu or Baby Yoda. Like, everyone, the world and its mother, like, you know, Baby Yoda, Grogu is really a household name now. You know, like, everyone knows him. He's like he's kind of like Mickey Mouse now, you know? So I think Sideshow's website crashed when their version went up for pre-order. You know what I mean? I don't think this Sideshow site would crash if this went up for pre-order, or if they actually... I do think this is another purgatory. I think there's an awful smell of purgatory off
Completely.
the Sideshow Con. But Ben Thomas made a great point about this the other day. I was trying to struggle to kind of put my thoughts and articulate my thoughts on this. Like, obviously I have no interest in this. I just don't. But he explained it really well. He said, if you're going 1-to-1, he wanted it to look like a movie prop. And this just looks like a big toy. So you'd have to really, really like Anzellans to put your hand in the pocket to get a 1-to-1 version of this. I think you're better off getting the IG-12 and having your little 3 or 4 little fellas and calling it a day, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You really don't need a life size. I mean, for those... I know that Babu Freak is loved by many people wanted one. But I don't think it will crash Sideshow website.
Yeah, it's definitely not for me. I don't think it'll be for too many people. I think it's a specific type of taste or something like that. But yeah, so we'll take another look, unless anyone else has anything to add on. Is it even Boba Frick? Boba Frick is the guy from the sequels. It's just some random... I think it's branded Mandalorian.
I don't know.
Sorry? What did you say?
I think it's branded Mandalorian.
Oh, of course, this will be branded Mandalorian. For sure.
It's just sells, I suppose. Right, so what we've left, is it... I think it's your choice then. Grant.
Let's go with the Loki.
Go with the Loki. Interesting. I think I heard you talk about this. I want to get that up there.
So this one intrigues me because I'm still looking for Loki. So I'm curious about this, and I think Hot Toys is being really smart by just basically taking 2 figures that they've recently released and taking the head sculpt, taking the body, make a throne. Boo bam, we can repackage this and make some more money. And it's the Loki that I would want, because I've never been a fan of the headpiece, and I know a lot of people are like, well, that's what makes him Loki, but I just don't care for it. So I think the TVA head sculpt is my favorite, but I can definitely get behind this laughing or this smiling head sculpt. So this intrigues me. I've been waiting for a Loki. The TVA is what speaks to me, but at the same time, it's not that classic Loki, which is kind of what I'm looking for. So I'm interested. I think this is cool. I think it definitely gets made just because it's too easy for Hot Toys to just throw this out and make some more money off of it. So I'm not all the way in, but I'm definitely another one that I'm going to be looking at and being possibly interested in.
Mm-hmm. And yourself, Joel?
No, I'm going to pass on this one, but they are doing this basically because of the throne. Because there was a third-party company called, I think it was Toybox. They made this exactly throne, and Hot Toys probably say, "Oh, we can also do the throne and win some more money." So they did the throne. But I'm really not. If I had to have a Loki, I still prefer the either the Endgame one or the TVA one.
Say it again.
The TVA, the TVA one, the TVA Loki, or the Endgame one. But I'm not collecting Lokis. But the people like these. I know people really like these, and with the throne, if you have the space, why not?
Right.
Yeah, that's I think they're clever enough because they've heard people kind of give out about the sculpt on the Endgame 2012 Loki, and just like you said, Graham, they're like, as much as I have the Endgame 2012. It looks great with the helmet on. When you take the helmet off, you got that flat hair look and stuff like that, and there's something definitely a bit amiss. But I've seen a lot of people put the TVA head on this because this is essentially the Endgame Loki outfit, from what I can see. They put this is the President Loki head on it. I think it was Kiko Collects put up a reel or a photo or something like that. Oh, got an in-hand copy of this brand new Loki on the throne. But what he had done is just put the Endgame the President Loki head sculpt on the Endgame 2012 body, I think, and this is essentially what it looks like. But I don't think this is going to come out either. Like, strangely enough, it'd be interesting to see, as time goes on, if the Doback goes up for pre-order, or if this goes up for pre-order, or what, or MODOK. But I still, for some reason, I just don't see them doing this either. It's a lot of Lokis.
To me, this just makes too much sense, but I think it's going to cannibalize, obviously, that 2012 Endgame. It's going to kill. I mean, it's already sitting. The TVA and the presidential already waitlisted on Sideshow, but I think if this does come out, this might just kind of kill the sales of that 2012. Absolutely.
And well, you're kind of getting out Marvel anyway, so this probably won't be an interest of you then, would it be?
No, I said in the beginning that no, wouldn't be interesting.
Yeah. All right, we got a rare sighting from KG. That's interesting.
Hey KG, how are you?
I've seen this guy. He's been putting up some videos and stuff on Instagram. He's in great shape. He's definitely hitting the gym.
He is.
He's building that lean muscle. But I suppose Dune 2, there must have been a lot of doing his own stunts and a lot of the kind of physical kind of acting that goes on. So I completely understand that. But yeah, great to see you, KG. You must stream again at some point again. So what? Actually, let us know if there's anything that you're interested in, KG, that you saw over the last few days. Yeah, the Loki is a pass for me. I'm actually quite happy with the 2012 Endgame one. Yeah, the sculpt is definitely far from perfect, but with the helmet on, it still it does the job, And I always found it kind of an interesting character. So there's a few things. There's still a few really good ones left. Is it my choice, or was it yours, Graham? Or
it was mine. So yeah, we're up to you.
It's yours. No, you go on. Oh, that was. Did you choose?
Yeah, I chose Loki.
Yeah?
You chose Loki.
Ah, right. Okay. Interesting. What do we have left? I'm gonna go with this Andrew actually, because it's something I've seen a lot of very, very mixed opinions on. And it's something that I am interested in. We spoke about obviously not the lizard, but I would like to have that, Andrew, Tom, and Toby together and doing that some sort of a meme pose and having posed up on display like that. I think it would look quite well together. But I'm just going to scroll through to something that I thought was interesting, but at the same time a little bit disappointing. This here, one second. I got this shared here. This here, as I mentioned earlier on, I was interested in the three different, the Andrew, the Toby, the Tom Holland from No Way Home, and having them posed up, head sculpts exposed, holding the masks, maybe holding an accessory to it. This would be perfect. If you had him like this, and then Toby with what other accessory he has, and then Tom whatever, and like having a conversation like they were in the lab or at a, that scene when they're preparing to go out and take on Doc Ock and stuff like that. But then I realized this little canister thing doesn't actually come with him. It comes with the lizard, and there is no way that I'm buying that just to get the canister. But I presume like the canister maybe Monkey Depot, Toy Anxiety, or people might 3D print them, or just look how much do I really need it. I think it actually looks quite well in this pose because it is something similar that I had in mind. But very, very this figure, I'm seeing a lot of people say that it's a bit lazy, and I kind of agree with them. Obviously, there's been some issues with this. There's two different SKUs or versions of the integrated suit. There's the regular and deluxe with the base with the tentacles, the Toby regular and deluxe with the Sandman, and then the Lizard. They're all branded No Way Home. This is branded The Amazing Spider-Man 2, not No Way Home, and it still looks as young as he did in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and doesn't kind of have like maybe a few age lines or the bit of I think he had a bit of a beard or a bit of a scruff or facial hair in the actual No Way Home. So that's a bit disappointing. I think the plastic hands in it really, they're very obvious as well. I don't think Spider-Man tend to have the fabric hands anyway, but something about it seemed very, very obvious. And the head sculpt, I don't think it's a bad head sculpt. I think maybe it's about a 7, but it's, if I was displaying it in the No Way Home style, it might just look a bit, maybe slightly off. But look, I'm nitpicking here now anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a good looking figure. It could be lazy just because they could have branded this as No Way Home, but they kind of just went back to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 well. So it is what it is. I mean, so it's not gonna like completely fit with Toby and the newer Spider-Man, so Tom Holland. So it is what it is. I still think it's a really good looking figure. I don't know if I said I'd give the head sculpt probably closer to an 7.5, 8. It's interesting. I don't think I'm gonna get this, but it is kind of funny though that only comes with the deluxe base set. So
it's so blatant. It's like they're not even trying to hide what they're doing really, like.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do like this head sculpt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it would have been nice to get like an older one, just to kind of fit in with the other two. For No Way Home.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I think it was Ian H and Silver Fox. I think Ian's still in the building. Let me know if you're still here, Ian. And he sent me a photo of like a custom that he got. I think it was on kit or something, but it looked more screen accurate, a bit more like how
it was
he looked. Was it kit?
Yeah.
Good stuff. And Joao, you have said repeatedly that you're not going in on the No Way Home line. I just want to ask you actually, is that like because you think they're going to hit bargain bin and you might like pick the bones off the bargain bin in the future, or are you just like a straight no, you're not going to?
For now is a straight no. When they went on pre-order was a straight no as well, just because what I was saying before, it's because it's not a line that I want to spend almost 4K on it if I'm going to get everything, and I would like to get everything. So it's a line that I'm comfortable passing by, but I can appreciate in others' collections, I still can appreciate the figures. About these Andrew specifically, I understand that people are not that happy, but this was basically what they show us in the promo photos in the beginning when we pre-order. So I always think that when you pre-order thinking that what you are going to get is exactly what you see in the promo photos. Don't expect better, because most of the times, 9 out of 10 times, Hot Toys will give you exactly what they show in the promo photos. unless they specify they are updating something, and they really show you updates. But I think people maybe forgot what they when did they pre-order, because it was exactly this. It was no more no less than this. So I think it's that.
I would agree with you. It is what they showed us in the promo. I don't think it's like gone down from the promo or something like that. Maybe there was a bit of wishful thinking, hoping that they'd make it look a bit more like he did in No Way Home or something like that. But obviously, it's not.
That wishful thinking is on you. It has
Yeah,
nothing to
it
do with
is.
Hot Toys. Hot Toys doesn't care
is.
about what you think.
100%. It is. We had that. Sure. The ultimate example of that was the holes in the side of Doc Ock's head, weren't they?
Exactly. They
Yeah,
came with the promo photos. But I was mad about the holes. But the truth is, they were in the promo photos. Why? They are not lying. They are not deceiving you. They show the holes. They give you the holes.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Just one more question on this though. Like, if say the Toby's on order for me, the integrated suit I do believe is going to go down bargain bin. It already has, and you've said that a lot of these Spider-Man are drop down prices in China. But like with this one here, is this one you can see going in the CAD Bane direction, or do you think this is going to be added to the very same, have they suffered the same fate as a lot of stuff?
I guess no. I guess this is actually a popular figure, and I don't think this is going bargain bin. If it does, it will not be that soon. It will take time. But I think these figures are popular. I think many people will want the 3 Spider-Mans. I think that's really popular.
Fair enough. I just want to check the results of the poll. I should have the results of the poll there, wherever they are going to be. Though I cannot see if they actually posted or not. Should have posted earlier on. I'll have to check that later on. It's not actually, I can't actually see. It's like the poll just disappeared to me. But look, I'm not to worry. Is there anything else here? Is there anything else here that people... Actually, you know what? We're going to finish this up with... I'm going to choose the mystery box. So that's basically when the three of us are going to give our thoughts on what is actually going to be released or teased, announced for Toy Fair exclusive over the next few weeks. Any thoughts?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
I'm completely dying. The mystery box. I was waiting for someone to pick the mystery box. The mystery box. If you pick it, it's not a topic. You have to basically say for the Toy Fair exclusive over the next few weeks and months. Like, predict what do you think we're going to see. I know there's a lot of. I've seen some rumor sheets go around and stuff like that. And maybe they're absolutely true, but like. I'm not looking for you to say what you want, as in just kind of what do you genuinely think will be actually announced or teased or whatever for Toy Fair exclusive.
Iron Man, Spider-Man, John Wick.
Oh, that is a given, right? Iron Man, Spider-Man, John Wick. Okay, you are on the safe side because Iron Man can be any of the suits and Spider-Man can be any Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. I would say. I would bet on John Wick figures, and Iron Man. I think it's a given. They are always going to give you Iron Man. Mm-hmm. And you are saying not what we hope, but what we think that will be, right?
Yeah, like because it's too easy just to say Ripley Power Loader, Colonial Marines, T-800 Endoskeleton. Like it's just unrealistic and too easy. Jack Nicholson 3.0, whatever 2.0.
I would say, what do I think besides Iron Man and...
Peyton's got a good one. He says Drax.
Yeah, that's could be realistic as well.
Already saw it.
Yeah, could be.
I think it will be...
And then the armor, this chrome armor for Star Wars. It'll be Iron Man, Spider-Man, chrome armor.
I think one of them will be the Grogu with the prawn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you say Grogu with the throne?
The prawn.
Oh, all right. I said throne. I was like, what did I miss there?
Season 4.
We are all completely lost.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the John Wick and Kane figures, and probably something from Prey, and then your usual, some sort of Trooper, Iron Man, the Spider-Man, or something like that. I think that's probably what I would imagine.
That's a good guess.
Right. We're going to end it there, unless you have anything else you want to address, or...
I just want to say that I'm expecting a lot for the Ahsoka show. And
Oh, yeah.
everything that probably will come with that series, because it will be a series I would like to collect, because going from Mandalorian, Book of Boba, now Ahsoka, I have a lot of headaches coming in, but good headaches, and I'm expecting a lot for that show.
Absolutely. I think there's going to be, it's probably another assault on the wallet and a bit of a barrage. Yeah, thanks very much, obviously, to Graham and Joao, and a huge shout out to H and Silver Fox, Ian, keeping manners on people, massively appreciated. And
you were very, very professional there handling the shit, because everyone it was going crazy, really.
Yeah, we'll definitely chat after, but shout out to 77 people still watching. Consider liking and subscribing if you haven't done so. Channel memberships are open and they're pinned to the chat. Huge shout out to both Joao and Graham and Ian. What's coming up on the channel, Joao?
I have the review coming for The Witcher, Henry Cavill, The Witcher. I actually have it right here. I just finished the review. You can see it here. The Witcher, and
that's the Netflix TV show, is it?
Yeah, the Netflix TV show.
And that Ecto 1 is insane.
With Pennywise there.
Oh, right, I just saw that there. That's actually
Pennywise is sitting there. Yeah, I have the review of this one, and I'm trying my best to go to China Joy next Saturday and to cover the event, do some videos, because Inart is going to be there. Hot Toys is not there because they are going to be in SGAK, because it happened the same days, China Joy and Hong Kong. So, but let's see if I can go there. It will be fun.
Good stuff. That's interesting. Looking forward to seeing if you have any footage on that, or what kind of information you have. Thanks very much. If you haven't done so already, follow at Big Breda 81 on Instagram and Big Breda on YouTube. And the second guest today, we've got Graham from the Jedi Knights Watch. Great work over there on the channel, and on Wolfpack Wednesday, just one of the kind of staple streams. So what's coming up on the channel, Graham?
Yeah, thank you guys for the invite. It's always a pleasure doing this show, when I'm able to. So lots of fun. I'm going to be coming out with my Best Bin Luke review probably today or tomorrow, depending on what I can get done. I also want to do a video just on kind of what keeps me disciplined and on track with my purchases with new figures coming out. So I'll probably be doing a video on that maybe in the next week. You said it, Wolfpack Wednesdays, every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Always a good show, good time. I've had both of these fine gentlemen on, and hopefully I can have them on again in the future.
Where is my t-shirt?
You got to put an order in for that, sir.
I will. Just where it is? What's the link?
Yeah, so I'm still working on the details with HD Crafts is the young lady who's making them for me, and that's actually Brick Artemis's wife. So I'm just working out on details on shipping and pricing and stuff like that. So you can find her on Facebook, HD Crafts. Otherwise, I can share that with you on the side there, Joel.
Okay.
But yeah, those shirts are fire.
Good stuff. Yeah, I saw you wearing them. You were like the Incredibles there the other day on Wednesday. But I'm surprised that Brick didn't rip the arms, rip the sleeves off his. But if Wolverine does it, we'll all be happy.
Yeah.
Coming up on the channel, what's coming up? There's a few videos there. I've already went through them. Tomorrow at some point, I'm going to be on Collector Joey's stream, and then Sunday I'm at Leal, and I'm also doing an episode of Visions with Feezy Figures. I got to do a review on Besman Luke as well, so Snap there, Graham, and also a review on something else. There was CAD Bane should be coming in. I got that from Line Rock Toys, so I'll be doing a review on that. And apart from that, then just kind of maybe putting up little shorts and stuff about with the. I'm still wiring up some fusions here, so I kind of want to do a collection tour at some point in the next few weeks, maybe before the end of the summer. But yeah, folks, thanks very much for joining us and taking time out of your day. And as usual, if you've enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe. It really does help us grow the channel. And that's pretty much it.
Give Big Breda a free shirt.
Only if he does the wolf pack.
Wolf.
There
I think
it
that's
is.
a fair deal. Fair deal. Everyone will want to get on the wolf pack then. All right, folks, we're out of here. Thanks very much. Good luck.